obviously we're starting at the Etihad. City 3, Liverpool 0. The smiles there. The WhatsApp group's been popping. But yeah, we'll start with the home team, the victors. Steve, mad.
Listen, what can I say? I thought we were finished. Man City are finished. People were saying on this panel, Pep Guardiola's scratching his face. He's give up. Where's the Sharks, Steve? Where's the Sharks? This is a kind of bullshit. I had to listen. I had to take my medicine last season. I had to sit there, bide me time, hear all this fucking nonsense that was going on. We've had all the jazz and all that. But we absolutely battered them. They were embarrassing. For a team that's wearing gold badges, it was embarrassing. You know what I mean? At half-time, I rang the police. I couldn't get through. The switchboard was that fucking jammed. Everyone was trying to report a murder. Conor Bradley fighting for his life. And they've got the cheek to sing You'll Never Walk Alone. Well, they fucking left him on his own. He was getting murdered in that corner there. You know what I mean? So he was the first victim. You got Big Verge. He was having a whinge, big cry and that. But we just, listen, it is what it is. I knew it was coming. I said it that we beat them 3-1. I was confident. They're not the same side. But it's the lack of disrespect. Do you know what I mean? It's the disrespect that comes from people on this panel to talk down to Pep Guardiola and to Man City after the things we've done, after winning 1 league title, after how many years, and 2 league titles after 30 odd years. It's them days are over now. Do you know what I mean? I'm good to see the war hats turn into a fucking Christmas pudding. You know what I mean? Because that's what they played like, a load of fucking puddings. You know what I mean? So it's time that they did these heritage clubs like Liverpool showing a bit of respect and watch the tongue, because managers like Pep Guardiola, they don't take to that shit. He might have had long nails that day and scratched his head. You know what I mean? Don't mean he's finished. But I'll tell you something. We might have a manager called Arnie Slot that might be finished. You know what I mean? Coming out the ground, talk sport on the way home. We want Jurgen back. You know what I mean? Scousers spitting down the phone and that. And all that shit was going on. They were fuming, mate. You know what I mean? But City deserved it. Do you know what I mean? Pep Guardiola got his tactics spot on. I said, don't fucking show him any respect. Show him no mercy. We got our tactics right. We got a man on Virgil van Dijk, so we didn't let him play the ball to Virgil. Their best man playing out from the back. We left Canate exposed. Canate didn't want it. It was like a hot potato. The Wirtz fella in midfield, you know what I mean? I've tried to stick up for him. I tried to give him time. He's definitely not with it. Whether he needs a break now, I don't know, or something, but he was just non-existent. The odd flick, the odd, nutmeg here and there, but nothing. The lad up front didn't get any service, but City boxed it. And Jeremy Doku, you know what I mean? We've been crying out for Jeremy Doku to fucking do something in the final third. It's all right, getting down that line and stuff, but you've got to deliver. And the last few games, he's played that narrow. When we haven't got the ball, the wingers come inside into a diamond, and Jeremy's loving it in there. You know what I mean? But what he did to Bradley, what he did to a few of them, there were 2 of them on him at once. He just knocked the ball in between them and went and just jumped in between the pair of them and just carried on through. You know what I mean? We got the penalty, which from where I was right behind the penalty. We couldn't see. I've seen it. He's nicked him a touch. Is it soft? Well, they give it. I didn't give a shit. Haaland missed it. But then he didn't let his head go down, Big Earl. And like you say, he scored that goal. Canate again, which sort of flicked it onto him, but he was still there for the header. And then Nico Gonzalez in the midfield. We talked about him, Toby, a while back, me and you saying, he wasn't getting game time, and the City fans were wondering what we bought him for. But now he's had a run of games. You can see what he brings to the team. He's very calm, he's collective, and you can understand now that why Pep's got him. He's seen something in him. He just needed to show it. He was brilliant in there. I've got to give Szoboszlai a bit of credit, because if I'm a Liverpool fan, the only one who looked like he gave a fuck was him. You know what I mean? He was trying to get on the ball. He was trying to do things. He was positive. So, yeah, I respect that. We've got to talk about Mo Salah. You know what I mean? We've got Nico O'Reilly there. He's a young kid. He's a 10. He's playing at left back. He did not let him get grounded. Do not give him space. The last few years, Josko Gvardiol has let Mo Salah bring that ball down and run at him. Nico O'Reilly's thought, fuck you, I'm on your touch. And Mo Salah, it was embarrassing to see a player of Mo Salah's ability like that. he's just not the same. He did not want to beat a man. He can't beat he couldn't beat an egg. He didn't want to do anything. You know what I mean? But listen, we're playing different than we've played. Pep's come up with a system that works. He's got 2 deep midfielders at fullbacks. You know, Donnarumma again, when he's called into action, he made the saves. And City looked good. They looked like they were on the front foot all the time, wanting to attack. And we absolutely deserved it. The Etihad was bouncing. People there take the piss out of the stadium. Liverpool fans last night wasn't. They were saying, fucking hell, it was mad in there. You know what I mean? The big Guardiola tributes at the beginning. But like I said a long time ago, last year when I was getting the shit, and rightly so, Grizz was frying me alive last year because we were in the same boat. But I just knew there's no way that the standards of this football club has set over the last 10 years that this drop-off will drop. It won't drop. We finished 3rd and we were shit. This season, we started bad. But when Big Erling was saying, listen, trust me, let them talk, we'll get it right. It's going well. And like you say, we're doing all right now. The goals are all coming from the big man, but he's doing his job. And at the end of the day, Man City are right back in it now. And we're just ticking along, keep on winning. That's to say, let Arsenal take the praise. Let them talk about Arsenal. Let them talk about what they want. You know, we're still fucking 3-1, aren't we, for the title? Or 4-1. You know what I mean? People slagging me off last week. Oh, why don't you take Turkish's bet? You'd be a fucking fool to take a bet at 4-1 when you can get 4-1. Beginning of the season, you know I'll take any bet. I've always backed my team. I know I'll back the team. But at the end of the day, City deserved it. I thought, you know, we played them off the park. And Liverpool, for me, there's big problems there. I'm sure Grizz will try and address it. But he got to show his respect now, man. You can't be chatting shit on here. I hope Skull's got clips of Grizz Khan because he's known as Gary Khan now. Gary Khan and the Christmas pudding that's him now. You know what I mean? Because he's made himself look a fool, ridiculous outbursts. You know what I mean? I don't know where he got them from, but it's going to come back and bite him on the ass. He's got to take it now. He's got to take it on the chin because his team are not the team they was. And whether Arne Slot lasts this season, I don't know, because they're already talking about Jurgen coming back. But a lot of them players, I can tell you now on that pitch, are not playing for him. They're not playing for him. Whether they've signed these players and they've upset the apple cart, I don't know. What I said last season was, is it a risk signing Mo Salah and Van Dijk to them contracts, knowing that the only way they're going now is down? You know what I mean? And I think Virgil is still playing all right. But Mo Salah, that's something's not right there. I don't know how a player can go from what we've seen to this because he's basically just robbing a position. He needs to be dropped. He can't play in that team. But other than that, listen, I could go on a rant and start frying people and having a bit of a thingy, but I'm not going to do that because we beat Liverpool. So what? We should be beating Liverpool, in my opinion. So it's a good win. We got Newcastle next, and I feel like Man City now are starting to get took serious, and people are starting to realise that maybe this Man City team could have a go at this title. So yeah, I'm happy, and let's see how it goes. One game at a time. That's all I'm saying.
Fair analysis. Can't lie. From top to bottom. Chris, we spoke a lot already this weekend, but it's another day, it's another hat. What's this hat representing?
This hat represents the mountains of Afghanistan, where
you're in the mountains.
You guys, Steve's bought me a ticket to fly out to the mountains and told me to fuck off and stay there for the foreseeable. But now his analysis was spot on, man. Jokes and banter and trolling and all that aside, his analysis was spot on. I didn't disagree with. Let me think. There can't be a fucking session where I can't have to agree with everything he says. But I think I do. I think there's nothing I disagree with.
They're not paying for him.
At the moment, no. At the moment,
I think some are. But
no,
some of them.
Yeah, some will. Some will, of course. Some will. It's not playing for him. It will be embarrassing, man. We can talk about the disallowed goal and everything else. I'm not interested. Normally, I'd be interested in active. Regardless of anything else, we didn't deserve anything from that game. I thought Pep Guardiola, and yes, we've done shows. We've done shows on Pep Guardiola and sort of will he become to that level? And obviously, I've said Man City won't win the title this season. And I obviously, in the same sentence, said they're finished. when I mean Man City are finished, that Man City are finished, like the 4 in a row, that non-stop. It's going to be like a Arsenal, Liverpool, City, and obviously other teams coming into it. That's what I meant. But hey, fair enough. City are at the moment proving me totally wrong. And Pep Guardiola, he schooled on his slot. I watched the game back yesterday because watching with you guys is madness, innit? We know when we watch it together, it's madness. I had to come back home and watch it again on my own. And I thought Guardiola absolutely schooled him tactically, mentally, and tactically. Knew exactly what he was doing. And it's a learning process for Slot because actually he's actually a novice in this game. Pep Guardiola is an all-time great. And Slot, we can criticize him, and oh boy, have I been criticizing him. And the Liverpool fan base, as Steve says, most of them, not most, but there's about 20-30% that want him out. He's a novice. He's a novice, and he has to learn. He must. We talk about who must. He must. He must learn because you can't be a Liverpool manager and lose this many games of football. Simple as. Simple as. There's no ifs and buts about it. No excuses, no nothing. But I told you, and I don't know if the video's out yet. Well, we don't know.
Not yet. No, about tomorrow.
Okay, so we won't talk about it. But I've given my explanation, theory, and so make sure you put your notification bell on when that video's out. We discuss it in more detail. But yesterday's performance, I thought Doku was just the closest thing to unplayable. And you guys, we were doing the watch along, and you lot saying Bradley's so shit. I said no one can stop Doku in this situation, in this mode. I don't think there's a fallback. And he wasn't only cooking Bradley, he was cooking the midfielder that was covering. So he was doing
as well.
At one time. No, the midfielder. The midfielder.
And Gravenberch.
Yeah. Whoever was coming in, he was cooking them. You guys know, I told you so about Doku, that he's the best one-on-one winger. I said it 2 years ago, and he's proving to be, he's adding output to that as well.
The thing is,
but I thought I pulled off a masterstroke in terms of packing the midfield. He didn't play them wide. He played them a mixture. Shirky and Doku coming in as well when needed. It was a total masterclass. Liverpool have gone there with much better teams, right? And put up great performances where we've been unlucky, great games of football, end-to-end stuff, small, fine margins of decided games. This was like a one-way traffic. Not in terms of chance after chance after chance, but I thought City was so comfortable. They could have they could have
do you know it's with Doku, right? Because I almost found myself apologizing in my review for calling him Spicy Scent Maximum and Balassi and all these things. But then I looked at his output and I said, you know what? The output still needs to improve. Like, he hasn't turned a corner yet. He's been good in the big games. I agree with Tobes, but that's his first goal in the Premier League since January. So you can understand why Steve was like, "Yo, you need to," because he's got all the talent 1v1, but you gotta turn that into assists for Haaland, and you gotta turn that into goals as well. Do you know what I mean? Because when I was looking at it, it's no slight on Haaland. Obviously, this is what they're playing into the best finisher on the planet, right, alongside Harry Kane. So you're gonna play to your strengths. You're not gonna have other people taking shots when Haaland's right there. I actually think they could have won by more. I think if Man City had played better passes in certain situations, Cherky could have squared it, I think, to Haaland. That there was a couple of loose touch from Foden here and there. They could have won this game 5-0. Really,
easy. But Doku's the perfect example of perseverance and patience. Like, the talent was always there. But
I don't think he's made it yet. So when we can't crown
understanding the Pep system is not easy.
It's not.
Do you know what the big difference is with
a great game though?
With him? Last year, you'd give him the ball, and his first touch would be backwards into Kovacic, and then City would play that side to side. Now it's almost like Pep said: soon as you get the ball, your first touch has got to be forward and go. And if you watch Savinho when he come on late as well, his first touch now is go at the fullback. So instantly we're putting teams under pressure where we're not letting teams settle. Before, Doku would lay it back into Kovacic. Kovacic would roll it to Gundogan. It'd go to Savinho, back to Gundogan. Next minute, everyone's set behind the ball and they're ready. You look at City yesterday. If we break, it's on. You've got Haaland, Doku, Foden in a break. And it's a lot more offensive. I think you've got to give a lot of credit to Pep Linders as well and the backroom staff that he's changed, because something's got to have changed. Because you bring backroom staff in, new ideas, probably made him see things a little bit different. And they've come up with a plan between them how to get the team playing different. And you've got to give credit to the defence. The defense, beginning of the season, was all over the show, all over the place. It didn't look good at all. At the minute, we're keeping clean sheets, and a lot of it's down to the big fella. I've been telling you about him. Donnarumma is a presence at the back, which is just there. He's just there. And yesterday, when he was called upon, he fucking saved it. It's his shoulder, it's his head. He don't give a shit. He's there, you know what I mean? And he just seems to have brought a level of calmness to the back four, whereas when we had Edison, it was a little bit of chaos. You know, Edison's coming out of his box and wiping people out and giving away penalties. He did it last year at Anfield. He booted fucking Darwin Núñez for no reason. You know, he's done it before. Him and Sadio Mane's clashed, and you know, but with this Donnarumma, he just looks like he's very calm, knows when to not fuck about with the ball. Have you noticed now City don't mess about with it at the back in them little triangles?
Yeah,
if it has to go, it has to go. And I'm a big fan of that.
You're more transitional, bro. You can't have Haaland and Doku in this team and not play a little bit more transitional, because these two on the break are ridiculous. You can't stop them.
I don't agree that
they're more transitional as well.
Yeah, but when you've got a defense of Edison, Stones, Diaz, Akanji, Ake, right? Man City, they're all good ball playing centre backs, 4 of them. And they were playing it around at the back with Edison in triangles and fucking loving it. I mean, he won the treble that way. But when you've got Haaland who stood up front going, any chance, lads? So what? I'm here doing fuck all. I've not had to touch. Now City are thinking, you know what? Law of averages says if the ball's in that half of the pitch, it ain't going in your net. So get it up to the big fella or get it into Doku quick and let's get up the pitch. And it's working, man.
I think so Donnarumma's definitely made a difference. I'm not going to lie. I've always thought he was overrated, but I've been impressed with his start in a Man City shirt. But I think what's really helped you is actually having stability across your back four. And I'm talking stability in terms of performances. O'Reilly's stepped into left back and he's basically made that position his. Like initially, when you lot were putting him in the team towards the back in the last season, I was just thinking it's just one of these random Man City academy dons. But when you actually watch him closely, like he's actually going about his business very calmly. Doesn't panic in possession, and out of possession, I think he's grown in confidence defensively the last couple of weeks. Matheus Nunes, you know me, I don't really rate him as an option for you at right back, but the last couple of games I've watched for him at right back, he's been solid. Watched him against Bournemouth, he kept Semenyo quiet. Watched him yesterday, nothing really came down his side. And then I think the centre-back pairing as well, getting Gvardiol fit and playing at centre-back alongside Ruben Diaz, I think that's major. I ain't going to get into specifics on your boy John Stones, innit? But I think you know my view on your defense. Your best centre back pairing is Diaz and Gvardiol. I think with the goalkeeper having that back four, it's been solid.
Aston Villa, he changes the team. We all knew in the stands what was coming. He takes Nico O'Reilly out, and then he takes Nico out the middle. He puts Reinders in the 6. He puts Stones at the back. If you play Stones and Gvardiol, it's fine. He played it against Dortmund because Gvardiol's got the pace. If you play Stones and Diaz, them two are exposed. They're too slow. We know that. And I think Pep's getting his head around it now. He's not tinkering too much. If you look at the beginning of the season, he was keeping the same team in like 3 or 4 games, which he's never done that before. There's always been fucking about. Rico Lewis would come in as an inverted fullback, and it was just all a mess. And I feel like this Pep Linders and that have probably come in and gone, hold on a minute. We don't need to do that. Let's just keep it simple where we're at. The bench is strong if we need to change it. Cherky wasn't in the game. He was slowing the ball down too much. He was ticking it along. He was trying too much. He got Bernardo booked. Pep, as soon as Bernardo got booked when he gave the ball away, Pep walked straight to Pep Linders and they were talking straight away. And I knew then, I thought, second half, he's gone. And then we brought Savinho on, who is, you know, trying to get where he needs to be. You know what I mean? But, I mean, City were good. And the last 3 games, we've been good. But Liverpool, like I say, were bad, man.
I think they use like similar tactics to, sorry, Turkish. I think they use similar tactics to Chelsea, but obviously a bit more quality on the ball when they were building through the thirds. Because it's when you play Liverpool now, like that midfield, even when they put Szoboszlai in the middle, right? They get outnumbered there. Like Doku tucking in, Cherky tucking in, Foden was there, Gonzalez is there, Bernardo was there. They couldn't really compete in the middle of the park, and Chelsea did the same thing to them as well at Stamford Bridge. Yeah, man. I hope Man City keep it up. To be honest, I hope Nico Gonzalez keeps playing well.
Every week you hope. Every week, man. So we told you on the mob, keep your knickers in.
Yeah, man.
I
And
can't.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have that from a slut. You see what I did there? On slut. Yeah, I'm not gonna have that from a slut. Right.
So are you sending for me or Arnie or his manager?
I'm
I
sending
don't
for
know.
you both. I'm sending for you both because when it was Brentford 2 weeks ago, you were shaking your nyash all over the box, the exec box or wherever it was you were.
Brentford.
And now you're talking to me about keep your knickers
No, but
on.
you're there like, I really hope Gonzalez keeps this up. I really
Yeah,
hope
I do. I hope, I hope they
bro,
keep it
4
ticking.
days ago, you're like, I
Keep it
really
ticking,
hope
keep it
Liverpool
ticking,
bounce
keep
back.
it
I really
ticking.
hope Liverpool win the game.
Keep
How
it
much
ticking,
hope,
keep
bro?
it
Shut the
ticking.
hell up, man.
Keep it ticking.
We're on City, like, jokes aside. Yeah, I mean, you can see what Pep was trying to do with the transfers over the years. Doku, Savinho, Haaland even dropping in. I think, Steve, stop me if I'm wrong, but against Arsenal at the end of that 22-23 season, remember that game 4-1, I think? He was dropping in, De Bruyne was playing off him. I think that was like the first kind of, look into Haaland doing that type of role more. And then when he spins and he runs at defense, it's peak. It's not even like he was the main man against Liverpool. But I mean, if you got Doku and if Savinho as well kind of clicks into some sort of gear, I agree with Matisse. Doku's got to do it a bit more consistently.
Of Haaland for the offsides.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
Yes.
it's ridiculous.
Mm.
He said he
18
trained it
offside.
since he was a teenager, right?
He's some fucking mad shit. And someone did a video on and said this is why Haaland don't get offside. And while the ball is being passed around in the midfield just behind him, he's looking at the line where he is, and it's like he's bending his run. I mean, fucking hell, I've seen players. I've seen fucking Semenyo. I've seen Gabriel Jesus, players like that, be offside like 4 or 5 times in a match. Mo Salah yesterday must have been offside 4 times. Do you know what I mean? It's mental, mate.
No, for a striker like that as well, that kind of thrives off of that last man.
But Pep was always criticised for being too stubborn and not changing. And last season, I keep referencing it, the Crystal Palace FA Cup final was a joke. It was a joke because Crystal Palace knew when they scored that goal that Man City weren't going to score because we were just playing it side to side and we had no other way of getting through. And they knew it and they had us over. And that's what pissed me off as a reference point. But this season, we've got options now. You've got Ryan Cherka. You've got Ait Naori coming off the bench if you need him to play up there. You've got Savinho coming off the bench. Rodri's not even fit yet. Kuzanov's not even fit yet. Do you know what I mean? So we finally look like we've got a lot of options that we can change games. Whereas before that, I thought we was very one-dimensional. Mamouche is coming back into it as well. So, it's like I say, it feels right. Like I'm watching it. When I tell you before, something's missing, that's because I can feel it. But the last 3 games, it feels right. Like the stadium's on point. The fans are with the team. I'm getting that momentum. We need momentum. For us to win the league, we need momentum. Once the City team starts ticking, then Pep gets them going. That's it. Keeps that ball rolling. It's game on, man.